Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. More American troops are bound for Saudi Arabia and the UAE. This following recent drone attacks on Saudi oil facilities. Their mission?
Through a variety of diplomatic measures and through sanctions, Secretary Pompeo is working with President Trump and all of his members of the national security team to restore deterrence so that Iran cannot continue to fund their proxies in the region, to terrorize allies, to threaten the existence of Israel, and to threaten all-out war with America.
State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortagus on Fox and Friends. President Trump tweeting his reaction to the whistleblower complaint involving Joe Biden and his son's business dealings with Ukraine.
This morning, President Trump says the media and lawmakers should focus on Joe Biden's past dealings with Ukraine, not his.
Fox's Mark Meredith. Democrats clamoring for the president's impeachment over his contacts with Ukraine's leader. America is listening to Fox News.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Brantley Furniture. Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Another sunny and warm day in the forecast for today. Highs reaching near 87. Then mostly clear tonight with overnight lows around 65. More sun and a few little clouds in the forecast for our Sunday. Highs reaching near 87. But looks like chances of showers and thunderstorms finally moving into the forecast for our Sunday night. Going to be mostly cloudy with overnight lows around 66. And then some slight chances of showers and thunderstorms to start out our work week on Monday. But again, for today, sunny with highs near 87.
The WPKY Saturday Morning Quarterback Show is on the air on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and WPKYonline.com. Time to take a look back at last night's Caldwell County game with the coaches and, of course, your host, Bob Hayes.
And good morning, Tiger fans, and welcome to the Saturday Morning Quarterback Show. Last night, for the second week in a row, the Tigers had a running clock by halftime. The Tigers highlighted homecoming weekend with a 50-13 win over the Union County Braves. The Tigers featured several big plays last night. I'm joined this morning in the studio by Tiger head coach Wayne McGowan, and we'll be back to break down the first half after these commercial messages.
At Kentucky Homes Realty, real estate is their life, and sold is their favorite word. Kelly Mitchell, principal broker and owner, invites you to contact her office if you're looking to buy a home. They've teamed up with Movement Mortgage to provide a way for you to have the home of your dreams. Go to kyhomes247.com and find out exactly how much home you can afford. It takes less than 60 seconds to get the ball rolling.
This is Kelly Mitchell with Kentucky Homes Realty. Contact me and let's make this dream of yours a reality.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the Law Office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
Girlfriends, let's face it, we all perspire. And Farmers Dry Cleaners knows what we need. We need our clothes clean. We need them clean now. Farmers Dry Cleaners opens at 6:30 on weekdays. I drop mine off on the way to work. But if I'm running late, they stay open until 6 p.m. so I can just run them by after work too. They always have them ready within 24 hours. Just remember they're closed on the weekends. Farmers Dry Cleaners knows what's important. Making me look good. Because if I don't look good, they don't look good.
Henry Golden Boy 22 caliber rifle. Cody Firearms Museum Collector Series. Only one of 1,000 made. How would you like a chance to win? The Armory Gun Shop is selling chances for $5 each. Only 500 tickets will be sold, so you better hurry in and get your chance. Tickets can be purchased in-store and at Princeton Napa Auto Parts. The drawing will take place on October 1st. Net proceeds will be donated to the Caldwell County Sportsman's Club.
September is here and fall's in the air. Hi, this is Pam Haverlock at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Cool nights, football games. What better way to get a good night's sleep than on a new Restonic mattress and box springs? For the month of September, we will be offering 15% off Restonic mattresses and box springs, including special orders. We'll be having additional weekly sales throughout the month. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, 235 Northfield Drive, Princeton, next to the bowling alley.
This is Hub. We are your local U-Haul dealer.
Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique is everything a home should be.
Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Oh, yay! The General John Caldwell chapter of the DAR and the Captain William Prince chapter of the SAR invites everyone to a reading of the preamble of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights to be held at Planters Park next to City Hall this Sunday afternoon at 2. God bless the Constitution and the United States of America.
Tired of opening your closet and never finding what you want to wear? We can help. Stitch Fix is a personal styling service that matches you with your own stylist. Someone who listens to what you love and delivers the best clothes for you right to your door. It starts with a simple profile you create in just minutes. Browse through different styles and share notes with your stylist about what you love, what you'd rather avoid, and what you can't live without. For a small $20 styling fee, your clothes are hand-selected for you based on your profile and then delivered to you so you can try them on in the comfort of your own home. Pay only for what you keep and send everything else back. Plus, the styling fee is applied to what you keep and shipping, returns, and exchanges are always free. With Stitch Fix, you'll get to discover new styles, new brands, and new looks you might not be able to find anywhere else. And everything is hand-selected to fit your unique shape and your budget. Discover the stylists and styles that work for you at StitchFix.com. Personal styling for women, men, and kids. StitchFix.com. Personal styling for everybody.
The Saturday Morning Quarterback Show continues on WPKY. Here's your host, Bob Hayes.
And welcome back to the show. All in all, last night, Wayne, a very good night by the Tigers.
Absolutely was, Bob. The intensity was there. The focus was there. I know it's kind of cliche, but, that's the kind of things that we kind of set our goals on weekly. Have that intensity, be focused. Came out with another good, fast start. Offensively, we were clicking. Defense, we were getting off the field, making plays. It was a great start to the night.
And a great crowd last night. Homecoming preceding the football game did not appear to be a distraction, as we've just mentioned. We get off to a great start. One of the things that kind of was weird early on was Union wins the toss, and you almost never see a team take the ball right off the bat. Usually they defer, and that I sort of puzzled by that strategy.
Oh yeah, the coin was tossed, and like you said, they won the toss, and the kid said, "We want the ball," and we was like, "Well, okay, we'll roll with it." Of course, then in your mind you think, "Well, yeah, something's up, maybe, or something about something's about to go down here." So, I guess that was their game plan coming in. If they won that toss, they won the ball. Possibly get another, get that offense on the field early, and. With their running game, we've seen on film and in the past games, prior games to our game, they've ran the ball really well. So we were ready. Either way, we were ready to go, and that was really, really good for our kids to come out and kick that thing off and play defense first.
And they do receive the opening kickoff, and on their first play, they get just about all the total offense that they would gain in the first half. It's a 20-yard pass completion to a player that just made his appearance for the first time this year, Cale Gaither, who has some Princeton roots.
Oh yeah, he does. He's a pretty athletic kid. You kind of watch him out there. He's brother to Zach Gaither, one of our receivers we had here 3 or 4. About 4. I don't know. Zach played about 3 or 4 years ago here.
Yes.
So that's Zach's younger brother. He caught the ball and got right upfield, and it was a great start for those guys.
But from that point on, they have disaster. They have 2 runs that loses 7 yards on snap problems. So they had snap problems all night long last night.
They did.
Period. And then they next play on the fourth play of that drive, pass interception occurs. Russ gets in the lane, picks the ball off, and we're in business. We take over at our 37-yard line, and we get to be 3rd and 13, and Russ connects over the middle for a 19-yard pass play to Tate Van Hoosier, getting us out of the hole and getting us rolling and moving. And then he hits Tripp for a 16-yard gain to the Union County 31. And from that point, Derek does his thing and takes off. And that may have been the play where Barron Wells set him up with a tremendous block on the outside. I'm pretty sure that may have been the play. That drive or a drive, I know he goes around the left, our left side and goes in. But early on, yes, it was the play. I've got my notes here. Barron just opened that whole lane up for him. He just even got in position, classic blocking position, and took out the only guy that could bring down Derek. Great start to the game. Blake adds the extra point. We go up 7-0. Union gets the kickoff next to their 25. Another bad snap creates a 16-yard loss. They have a pass incompletion, then a sack by Elijah Shaheen puts them at their 4, and they have to punt. So another 3 and out for them, basically. Tigers take over in Union County territory at the Union 45 and grind it out on a 10-play drive going 45 yards and back and forth and overcoming a holding penalty against us. In that drive, Russ has 3 completions for 18 yards. Barron Wells has a 6-yard run. Derek with 2 runs totaling 11 yards. And Russ with 3 rushes gaining 16 yards. And the final 2 yards of his 16 goes in for the touchdown. And Blake adds the extra point. Caldwell up 14-0 at that time. Drive taking 3.5 minutes on the 10 plays. So feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah,
point
we were. Things were clicking, moving the football. You mentioned the first drive there. We had the 3rd and long, and we hit that, make that first down. And just looking at the stat sheet here, we were 6 of 8, 75%. That's pretty good percentage there on 3rd down to be able to move that ball down the field, move the chains, get first downs.
And we were really, really efficient on 3rd down last night. So we kick off, and Union County takes over at their 18, and they do nothing. On 2nd down, actually 3rd down, they're called for intentional grounding. And I've got a little star here, and we've already discussed that before we went on the radio. It was 3rd down, and I'm thinking, did we decline the penalty?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I don't know. I looked out there, and I declined the penalty, and of course, I guess I had in my mind it was going to be a loss of down. I knew it was going to be 4th down, but yeah. Anyway, that's just learning deal for myself there. I have to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on, and what the call is, and what's going to be marked off, or where the ball's going to be, and so I declined that one.
and as it turned out, the penalty would have only penalized them another 5 or 6 yards. Anyway. They punt, and we take over at midfield. This would be our 3rd drive of the evening, and we take 5 plays before reaching pay dirt again, overcoming another holding penalty. And in that drive, Russ runs for 11 yards, completes a 9-yard pass to Logan Smiley. Logan had another stellar game last night, catching the ball and running the ball.
He did. He's, we've been able to utilize him quite a bit the last couple of weeks. He's getting a little more comfortable, and we're able to get him the football in situations where he's going to be successful. And he had some good tough runs last night. I thought he ran the ball a little tougher, made some good cuts, make guys miss, and get good positive yards.
And then on the next play, and this, I don't know whether we line him up at tight end or not, but Russ hits Tate over the middle for 13 yards, and he just looks like one of those Dallas Cowboys tight ends out there running around, and looks like he's got the whole field to navigate, and has the ball in his hand, which is always a treat. So that takes us to the Union County 28, and then Derek goes the rest of the way with this 2nd touchdown of the night, and Blake kicks the extra point. At the end of the first quarter, we're up 21-0, and 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Efficiency is still with us.
Oh yeah, and that's great, and our confidence is growing in our kids when we're able to do that. take the ball down, drive it, and pretty much kind of just dictate what we're going to do, and get points at the end of the drive. That's always the most important thing.
Always the key, whether it's a Blake Virette field goal.
Oh, yeah.
Blake got a lot of workout last
He did.
night, extra points and kickoff. We figured he probably swung his leg in action about 14 times last night.
That's good.
and I was disappointed not to see his name in the tackle column.
Oh, I know.
Because eight attempts to tackle somebody, he didn't get a chance to get in on the play.
Right.
And so now it's the second quarter. Union County with their fourth drive of the night. First three have gone nowhere. They start at their 21-yard line, and on third down, pass to one of their wide receivers is tipped and intercepted by diving Max Kramer on the ground. Max always has his eye on the ball, just like we saw last week with that over-the-shoulder catch on the punt.
Yeah, he's pretty heads up. I'm glad to see him get him a pick. He's playing a strong safety position this year, and Max has been in the second as free safety, so a little bit of a transition for him. But he's getting progressively better doing what he's doing there, and he's a pretty physical kid, and he's got some quickness and a little speed to him. So being heads up right there and diving in there and sacrificing your body for your team and getting us a turnover right there was big time.
And to kind of point out the weakness in the Union County passing attack, at this point in the game, they were 1 out of 7 with 2 interceptions. So if you can't pass it, you're going to obviously have to have the run keyed on, which we were stuffing the run as well. We're joined right now by Coach Earl. Hey, Coach.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Bob.
So the Tigers take over after the interception at the Union County 30-yard line, and we turn the ball over on downs. Something unique for us last night in the first quarter. We failed to make it on 4th and 2, and on that play, from what it looked to me like in the press box, we had 1 or 2 breakdowns in that play. I don't know whether it was intended for us to go wide or whether it was a handoff call in there, or
we
couldn't get outside the end on them.
Right. We just wanted to we wanted to get the momentum rolling and get a fourth down first. Get first down on 4th down right there. Not watching film yet, and it was on the other side of the field from us. So, and you guys up top you guys have a better view of it.
We couldn't see what the design of the play was.
Yeah, it was probably we were probably trying to get him up inside. We may have been running stretch. Like I said, I have to watch the film, but they stuffed us over there. It was a good play by them. And like I said, I'm sure it probably was a breakdown, on our part. But, we just wanted to go for it. Thought we were in great field position to go for it. Momentum's going, our way. And, we've been punching it in on them. So we wanted to give it a shot and see what turned out.
I suppose Blake wasn't up trying to get you to go for a field goal.
No, he actually wasn't. We had the field goal team ready. And, just like, hey, let's go for it. Let's go.
So we turn it over at the Union 23, and they pick up 2 first downs. Their second and third first downs of the half. But then they have to punt, and we take over at our 25-yard line. And on the first play, Derek gets loose for a 50-yard run to the Union County 25-yard line, and he was running all over the field on that particular run from way over on the other side of the field back to our side, and just leaving people in his wake.
He was running aggressive. He was running with some attitude last night. Taking those bigger guys on, and there was one play there Coach McClung was got really excited about. It was the big Irvin kid stepped up in there, and he and Derek went didn't go head up, but they met, and Coach McClung said he bent that kid back, and he's just running so much better now, getting his pads down and leg drive. So that's been really, really good for him.
Just a lot of kudos to him, because he doesn't go east-west. He goes north-south and only east-west to get outside the ends and that. He doesn't run away from contact.
No, he doesn't. He's got a good bag of tools there when he's running the football.
And so we're down at the Union 25. We run a play that loses 3 yards. A pass is incomplete. But then on the next play, Russ hits Logan Smiley over the middle for a 29-yard touchdown. Logan maybe 15, 18 yards after the catch on run after the catch on that particular play, picking his holes and weaving his way through their defense.
He's pretty swift as well. He there again. He's a young guy and he's learning. But he's getting some valuable experience, and he knows what to do with football. We feel good about giving him chances to run the ball, whether it's pass or run from the backfield, and he's proven he can make things happen for us.
And it's that old adage, run to daylight.
Oh, yeah, just run to daylight.
He does that well. De'Eric does that well. Russ does it well. And anybody of our pass receivers really do that as well also.
They do.
So we kicked Blake gets a little action again, kicks the extra point. We're up 28-0 at this time. Union County gets the next kickoff at their 35, and they go 3 and out. And that's helped out by Ben Holt's sack. Ben playing the defense was excellent last night. As I mentioned, they only get something like 25 yards of total offense in the first half, and 20 of that comes on the first play of the game for them. So Union has to punt. Tigers take over at our 26-yard line, and this time we go 7 plays to score. De'Eric starts it with a 5-yard pass completion. Actually, that could have been a run. I'm still not sure. I look up in time not to know whether it's a flip or a handoff. Then he runs 8 yards and a 3-yard pass to Barron Wells, a 15-yard run by Logan Smiley, another good run by Logan, an 8-yard pass completion to Trip Branch. And then De'Eric with his next touchdown going the final 38 yards on the ground. At this point in the game, Tigers are piling up a lot of yards on the ground, as well as De'Eric well over 100 yards at the end of the first half. So to get him going, we have to compliment the offensive line last night, Wayne.
Yeah, we do.
And I don't watch enough of the O-line play. I'm trying to get chart who has the ball and where they're going without looking at that in O-line confrontation, who's moving people off the ball. And what did you see last night out of our O-line?
Just sitting there watching it live, we knew down in the trenches we must have been doing something pretty good. Getting all the lanes De'Eric was getting and getting the time for us to throw it or running himself as well as Smiley. Along with 3 guys that started all year, we added another guy getting his first start on the offensive line last night, Brady Holman. And last night was Gavin Board's second start on the varsity level. I'm talking about a freshman and a sophomore. Those guys, they're also gaining valuable experience, starting in a varsity game, undersized. But those 2 gentlemen are stepping up and getting some playing time, and they're taking advantage of it. So, now what I see is that they're working their way into the conversation now, These guys can step up and they can be productive for us, and we have to consider those kids continue to play for us.
And then I know as we were talking at half in the booth that knowing we got the ball to start the third quarter, we probably wouldn't pull any starters then, but we also felt like that a lot of the JV kids are going to get to play a quarter and a half last night, and we'll talk about that later here. But so we decided to go for 2. De'Eric just walks into the end zone on that particular PAT conversion, and we start the running clock with probably 6 minutes to go and 2 minutes to go in the first half last night. We're up 36-0. Union County, they get the ball. They manage to run 3 plays before the half is over with the running clock. The time just really gets away from you with that running clock. Complete domination by the Tigers of Union County with only 3 first downs at this point in the game. We'll look at halftime and find out what Coach McGowan tells his kids at halftime, and we'll break down the second half when we return after these commercial messages.
WPKY. Thanks for spending time with us. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Another sunny and warm day in the forecast for today. Highs reaching near 87. Then mostly clear tonight with overnight lows around 65. More sun and a few little clouds in the forecast for our Sunday. Highs reaching near 87, but looks like chances of showers and thunderstorms finally moving into the forecast for our Sunday night. Going to be mostly cloudy with overnight lows around 66. And then some slight chances of showers and thunderstorms to start out our work week on Monday. But again, for today, sunny with highs near 87.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Brantley Furniture.
Enter your volleyball mom in the YourSportsEdge.com Sports Mom of the Month contest presented by Save More Drugs, GNC Hopkinsville, and Joel's Bakery and Cafe. Enter today at YourSportsEdge.com.
Get spruced up with quality mulch from Bashir Sawmill on Dawson Road in Princeton. We all know that buying mulch by the truckload saves money, and it's only $25 per load for dark natural mulch at Bashir Sawmill on Dawson Road, 1/2 mile past City County Park. Bashir Sawmill also buys standing timber and timberland. Give them a call today, 270-365-2330. That's Bashir Sawmill, family owned and operated in Princeton for over 50 years.
You Ride in Princeton is proud to sponsor the Sideline Report every Thursday on your hometown radio station, WPKY 103.3. Listen each Thursday for the deal of the week. Then head to You Ride on Marion Road and ask Dave all about it and take a test drive. Dave Harton is the sales manager, and he'd love to help put you in a good pre-owned vehicle. On-the-lot financing is available at You Ride. Ask for the deal of the week at You Ride on the Marion Road in Princeton. For more information, call 270-365-3018.
I don't know about you, but I like to celebrate my birthday all month long. September just happens to be Pennyrile Electric's birth month. And we are celebrating you, our members. 82 years of providing the best electric services at the lowest possible rates. No matter where you live, work, or play, Pennyrile Electric is committed to providing you, our neighbors, friends, and family with the finest technology and personalized service. Pennyrile Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative, member-owned for 82 years.
This is Mallory Hancock Lawrence, and we love our Caldwell and Lyon County friends. We invite you to come to Cadiz anytime you can to shop with us. We're making it even easier for you. Whether you work in Cadiz or just come to town for a visit, stop in and shop with us. But if you're in a hurry, you can pre-order your groceries at Hancock'sNeighborhoodMarket.com. It's so easy and convenient. Of course, we want to see your smiling face anytime we can, but if you're in a hurry, Hancock'sNeighborhoodMarket.com is the way to go. Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Cadiz.
A taste of the Orient and authentic Chinese food await you at the Great Wall Chinese Restaurant in Princeton. Enjoy the lunch buffet Monday through Saturday, 11 to 3:30, and the dinner buffet from 3:30 to 9. Friday and Saturday night, enjoy the seafood buffet featuring onion shrimp and frog legs. Be sure to ask for your coupon card. Buy 9 buffets and get 1 free. Dine in or carry out at the Great Wall. Open daily, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Located in the Princeton Plaza off Highway 62, West Princeton.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's here. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYOnline.com. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes, but you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
The Saturday Morning Quarterback Show continues on WPKY. Here's your host, Bob Hayes.
And welcome back to the show. Wayne, not much you could talk to the kids at halftime last night and improve upon, just keep them focused and fired up.
Yeah, and, we definitely wanted to improve from last week's, deal where we were in the same scenario with the running clock up, quite a few points. There again, we stressed that a couple times this week, how we needed to, in that particular situation, we need to come back out and establish ourselves again. And we grew up quite a bit from, from the deal last week to last night. So I'm proud to see those guys respond like that. And this shows growth in those young men and growth in our football team.
We didn't have to give De'Eric any oxygen at half.
He was good to go. I don't know, that deal last week was just strange. I don't know. So no, he didn't need any oxygen. So he was still hyped up and excited and intense.
Well, and I mean, you just couldn't fault anything that went on last night except maybe the 2 holding penalties, but we overcame those in 2 different drives. Russ, 13 out of 15 for 124 yards at the half, 21 rushing attempts for 216 yards. So anytime you run the ball and are gaining 10 yards, you're doing something nice. Right?
Yeah.
So to start the second half, Tigers get the kickoff, and we take over at our 27-yard line, and we get to see our vintage two-play drive here. Tate has a 5-yard pass reception to get things started, and then Derek hits Pay Dirt for the 4th time last night, going 67 yards to score. And on that run, there were probably 2 or 3, maybe more Union County defenders that missed him not once but twice. Maybe some missed him 3 times on that run.
Yeah.
Great run. Right?
Yeah, one of the better runs I've witnessed on any level of football. So, it just shows that young man is determined. And there again, our guys up front give him an opportunity to hit that edge. Actually went up inside and he bounced that play back outside. So, he did a great job right there. He stiff-armed a kid right off the bat and, just pretty much slammed that kid to the ground and took off. And, kids try to take a shot. He lowered his shoulder on one kid and ran through that tackle. And he was zigging and zagging. And then there was one kid, I missed him 2 or 3 times in a row right there. So that was a tremendous run.
Down toward maybe 10 yards out, 15 yards out, it looked like Union County was trying to pull the flag off of him because they were reaching for air, grabbing for air. I said, no, you got to tackle the kid. He doesn't have a flag on.
Exactly.
So, again, Blake gets a little – and Blake is perfect for the year. I hope we don't jinx him, but he comes out, kicks the extra point, and we go up 43-0. Again, it's a running clock. In the second half, Union County gets the kickoff at their 39, and they nearly have a pass interception. And I don't know who on the other side stepped in front of that ball, but just more focused, I think, on the receiver than he was the ball coming right at his gut. And I don't know who that was.
I think it was John. It was John Paredes over on their sideline.
Yes,
there again, there's another guy who's starting on the varsity level for the first time this year, the outside linebacker. And Coach McClung and myself, we stay on those guys about getting their proper drops and getting to where you belong and get your head around. So, he did a great job of zipping out to the flat. And, he read pass, and his job is to get to the flat. And he got underneath the receiver. So, we tell him all the time, so if you get in this particular spot, they may throw it right to you. And then in that case, he threw it right to John. And I think he was out there looked like he was swatting bugs or something. I don't know.
Well, like I say, he was intent on stopping if the pass reception had been made, and all of a sudden,
he was right on him before he knew it. Yeah,
I don't know if he said anything to you as he came off the field.
No, he didn't say a whole lot. Yeah, John's he's a good kid. He's really intense kid, and his intentions were to get to the flat. So and that's what he did. He did his job.
And so we don't make that interception, and then we have back-to-back plays, a sack by Mr. Wolford and Mr. Kilgore.
Oh, yeah. How about that? Clayton Wolford getting in there, getting some time. And,
yes.
Clayton started for Travion a few weeks ago and did pretty well.
So right now we're already starting getting 2 or 3 kids in there that had probably not played in the first half. I don't know whether Clayton had played in the first half.
He hadn't. Clayton hadn't played in the first half. Maybe. I don't think he'd been in at all. So he's gaining experience as well and coming in and doing things right. And there again, there's another sophomore. I think Clayton's a sophomore.
I believe he is.
He may be sophomore, junior. He may be a junior, but anyway, he's working himself in, and he's in the conversation. So
and the younger kids are not only young, but they're getting better, much better. As we talked about in the break here, the 2 linemen that were in last night, freshman and sophomore, on the same side of the line, had we been playing our normal game, would not have been in there. They would have been why you had to cancel the JV game this past week because we've got a lot of them at the varsity level right now. So anyway, those 2 sacks force Union County to punt. We get the ball at our 33-yard line, and some fresh faces began to appear. Travion, the rumbling, bumbling ball carrier, and I thought he was going to go on that first carry. He gets things started with a 19-yard run, and I think maybe at least ran over one of their players and took the other one to the ground as they got him down. Then he adds a 2-yard run. Russ hits Barron Wells with a nice over-the-shoulder catch by Barron down our sideline. to our left, and that's good for 38 yards to the Union County 8-yard line. Pass interception or pass interference penalty on Union County, and had that penalty not been called or not been interfered with, that was going to be a perfect pass. Russ led him beautifully.
Yeah, that was Russ. He had some zip on that ball. He's throwing the ball well.
Well thrown ball.
Yes, it was.
And Tripp made a nice route cut.
Oh yeah, he was going to. That's going to be 6.
And the Union kid, all he had to do was just grab Tripp because it was going to be caught. So that moves the ball to the 4-yard line. We run Travion for 2 yards. Actually gets down to the 3-yard line, and then Russ hits Tate for a 3-yard pass. Tate just steps into the corner of the end zone, nonchalant-like, and Blake adds the extra point. We're up 50-0 at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So Union County, on their second drive and their third drive, they do get on the scoreboard. They get possession at their 33-yard line, and eventually score in 10 plays, going 67 yards against a lot of the Tiger reserves. Extra point good. Conwell leading 50-7. On our next drive, we get the kickoff, and we have a 9-yard pass completion to Jack Stevens. Jack playing, caught that ball nicely in traffic. Playing great defense last night.
He did. Looking at the stat sheet, had 5 tackles and had one big hit over there on their sideline. Somebody on the sideline was like, "Hey, he better tackle those kids in the legs." Like, but yeah, Jack did really good right there, playing the free safety, flying down in the alley and making the tackle, and also making the catch and getting the ball upfield.
We also have a first down on that play. That was a 9-yard pass completion to Jack, and then 2 runs of 5 yards total by Jameis Carnahan. We pick up the first down, but we can't move it any further, and we punt. Union County takes over at their 17-yard line, and they get runs of 20 and 66 yards to the Tiger 7-yard line. 2 more runs results in a TD. The extra point was no good, and basically the game ends at that point. Time continues to run off the clock. So Caldwell having a 50-13 victory over Union County. Union County with only 155 yards of total offense. We'll point that out later in our show. 155 of that, the last 2 drives accounted for 155 yards. They have 176 for the night, so most of their, all their offensive effort was on the first play of the game and their last 2 touchdown drives. So a lot of second and third teamers getting into action on that, and we'll look at the stats here in a second. But what'd you tell the kids after the game, Wayne?
Super proud of them, especially the way we performed there in that second half with our starter kids still in the game. Tremendous job of preparation all week, and it paid off for us. So super proud of them, and they ought to be commended. Had homecoming this week. Wasn't too many distractions. Just want to thank all the primary school, elementary, and middle. We had a parade yesterday, and I'd never gone on the parades where we load up all of our high school athletes and go around and see the little kids. And that was a good day, And then we went back to our high school and had a pep rally. So it was about 3 hours there of our kids and. They're having a good time like they should as teenagers, and I'm sure they weren't focused on the football game at all, which is fine. But I told them when we get back in that field house at 5 o'clock, all that's done, and it's time to focus on football in Union County.
Well, you never know what impact that has on a kindergarten kid,
I know
first and second
graders. Yeah, they were high-fiving our kids and hugging on them, and some of our kids was picking them up, and so it was a tremendous.
I have a 5-year-old granddaughter that I haven't had a chance to talk with. What happened? She came home. I met her at the bus, and she had a lay around.
One of the kids at the elementary gave me a blue one and said, "Here, wear that." So I put it around my neck. So it was a good time. It was a good time.
Well, looking at the stats here, this tells the domination the Tigers had last night in the rushing department. Derek with 11 carries, 233 yards. Russ 8 carries, 26 yards. Travion 3 for 22. Logan 3 for 17. Jameis Carnahan 2 carries for 6. Barron Wells 2 for 2, and Logan Chambliss 1 carry for a -6, and he got lit up. Somebody broke through, and
I think
before he
had
could
a
get
little
turned
breakdown, possibly.
get turned upfield. In the receiving department, Tate with 5 catches for 48 yards and 1 touchdown. Point out that D'Eric had 4 touchdowns last night. Logan Smiley with 4 catches, 51 yards and a touchdown. Barron 3 catches for 46 yards, that beautiful catch over the shoulder. Tripp with 2 catches for 24, and Jack Stevens a tough catch for one catch for 9 yards. 15 receptions last night, total of 178 yards. And Russ in the passing department, 14 out of 16 with 0 interceptions and 167 yards for him. And then Gabe 1 out of 2 for 9 yards. And looking at the year stats for Russ, he's 65 out of 87, 5 interceptions for 636 yards and 9 touchdowns, throwing the ball at about a 75% clip, and probably better than Joby threw it or Shane threw it. Really accurate. He's not just flinging it up there, as we've mentioned going into the broadcast. Union County, on 5 or 6 of their attempts, looked like they were trying to make a double play combination, and winging it out over their head to the side, and they're just trying to get rid of the football.
We were putting some heat on them. And there again, more stat, you may say it, but 7 sacks, I think, look, if I added that up correctly. And that's getting after the quarterback pretty good, along with the other pressures we were putting on him, having him move around and run around. And, sometimes he just kind of fling it out there and let somebody else try to do something with it, I guess.
Well, I'd say I've had it as long as I want it. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, somebody else do something with it.
So Caldwell County last night with 300 rushing yards, 178 passing yards, total offense of 478 yards. Union County with 176 total. We've already pointed out 155 of that came on their last 2 drives. Here's a stat that I bring this up for your edification. Wayne, the time of possession, we only have it for 20 minutes. Union County basically 28. So.
We're probably in trouble on that one with Todd.
We could never win a football game if we don't have it longer than the other team. So great. And looking at the tackles, we got 21 kids that are in the tackle department. Ben Holt with 8, with 1.5 sacks. Elijah Shaheen with 6, 2.5 sacks. Jack Stevens with 5, and Jack plays with his nose down. He's not afraid to mix it up. He's
a tough kid.
Recording 5 tackles last night. Travion with 4.5 a sack. Aaron Hensley 4 tackles. Max Kramer with 3 tackles and an interception. Riley Orange with 3 tackles. Max Ashley with 3 tackles. Barron Wells with 2 tackles. Devin Kilgore with 2 tackles, 1.5 sacks. Barrett Cotton 2 tackles. Jameis Carnahan 2 tackles. Drew Davis 2 tackles. Ethan Sharon 1. Clayton Wolford 1 tackle, and that was a sack. Aaron Ziobro 1 tackle. Gabe Dyer 1 tackle. Nick Shearer 1 tackle. Jordan Ladd 1 tackle. Canyon Richardson 1 tackle. And here's where it really gets interesting. The linebackers have no action because nobody got through the line. Tate with 1 tackle. Russ Bashir with no tackles at a linebacker. Russ did have an interception. So, if you're stopping them in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage, linebackers are going to have an easy night.
They are. Up front, those guys did a great job. And I told those 3 guys up front, I said, we're going to put this game in your lap tonight. And, we want you to take over the trenches, against this bunch and come out and establish yourself up front. And those three guys up front did a great job of doing that.
And so that game is now history. We look forward to the contest this week. We're on the road at Ballard County playing Ballard Memorial, and obviously the planning starts today on getting ready for that game. Anybody, any injuries coming out of last night?
I think we got a couple little bang ups. I'm gonna check on some guys this afternoon. But all in all, I think we were in pretty good shape. Came out of it unscathed pretty much. So health-wise, still doing pretty good.
We mentioned 3 weeks ago Michael Vickery out, one of our offensive lineman starters. And I just found out what he had a broken kneecap. Is that
he dislocated his knee. So it was pretty gnarly looking. So, but Mike Long, I tell you what, Mike did a great job with him. Just in a few seconds, that thing was back, and then he ended up walking off the field. So But he's getting treatment, getting some therapy. He's had a brace on, and
maybe miss 2 more games. Or
well, maybe.
I don't know what a kneecap
it's a little bizarre there. I don't know what the time frame is on that, but it's probably going to be one of those deals when Michael start to feel better and be okay. Be okay mentally that I'm okay, and get myself back out here and get going.
And also, we get Sam Toich back this next week.
Yeah, Sam will return this week. Yes.
Any final thoughts, Wayne?
Just want to, again, the crowd I thought was really good last night. I hear them, but I don't hear them, and you're in tune to the game. Of course, I have a headset on, and but there were a few times the place erupted. So I thought, they're back there. Must be pretty thick crowd back there tonight. So just there again, the support of the community coming to see these young men play. We really appreciate that. The young men really appreciate it, seeing those folks up there with the blue and gold on. It excites them, and then just let them know that people care about them, and we want to come out and check them out. And I want to say congratulations to Kaylin Grimes. She was the queen last night. She's one of our managers. So give a shout out to Kaylin. So, and all the other ladies who were in the homecoming court.
Likewise, it was an impressive ceremony, as always is, and I'm sure grandmothers and grandfathers were out there in droves last night, and I'd look down on the field. I'd see Coach Earl on the field. Then I'd look around. He'd be up in the press box, down on the field. Earl was really into the game last night, weren't you?
Yeah,
he was all over. Yeah. Also, I want to mention Tony Franklin was there last night. I don't know if anybody noticed Tony. I didn't notice him probably until the first quarter was almost over, probably. But he was standing in the same spot, and I'd walked up and down and just noticed him. I didn't notice it was him, but he was here last night checking us out and supporting us, and
good for him.
So and I think he said that was the first time he'd been on the field or there since 1985. So it's been a handful of years since he's been able to come back and watch. So that was exciting to have him standing there and watching us play.
Homecoming is always good to come home.
Oh, yeah. So that was good for him. I think they're open date this week, I think. So he was able to come in.
Or they've got a game today and he could sneak out.
Yeah, so maybe he found some time. But, that was good to see him come down and, watch his former high school play.
And a great night last night. Homecoming win always perks up the community. 50-13 win over Union County, and that's going to conclude this show. My thanks to head coach Wayne McGowan, Coach Earl Hammonds for being in the studio this morning, and for Coach McGowan and Coach Hammonds, and John Miller, the person who makes this show go. This is Bob Hayes, and all of us here wish you a pleasant weekend. So long.
I'd like to remind everybody to check out your Sports Edge for all those photos on the homecoming and everything else. A lot of good photos. Todd Griffin already had a lot of hits, but everybody else, in case you haven't checked it out, go ahead and take a look over there. YourSportsEdge.com.
John, I'm impressed. We finally got you on the radio.
Well, I try to keep back here in the background, but anyway, I thought it was worth mentioning. Anyway, great show, and thank you, Coach, for coming in here.
Appreciate you.
You've been listening to the Saturday Morning Quarterback Show with your host, Bob Hayes, and producer, John Miller. You can watch the Quarterback Show again at WPKYOnline.com. For more news about Caldwell sports and sports from across the area, remember to go to YourSportsEdge.com.
WPKY.
Tired of opening your closet and never finding what you want?